In the field of structural engineering and infrastructure development, the surface integrity of a slab is far more than just an aesthetic consideration. It directly governs the service life of the asset. As a construction project manager or site engineer, one of the most persistent and frustrating challenges you will encounter is concrete blistering. These small, hollow, surface-level voids may appear minor at first, but under industrial traffic, they can lead to severe delamination and long-term performance failure. Today, we go beyond surface-level explanations. We are diving into the chemical hydration process, the physics of consolidation, and the quality control protocols required to prevent these defects. If your goal is to master concrete technology and eliminate costly remedial grinding, this is a critical discussion. Blisters in concrete are hollow and unnoticeable nodules observed on the concrete surface. Their size ranges between 1 and 3 inches in diameter, depending on the severity of the defect. All those construction practices and situations that result in the entrapment of air or water bubbles below the concrete surface layer are the major causes of blisters formed in concrete. In general, the main cause of entrapped air on the concrete surface is the improper finishing process. Prevention of blisters in concrete is achieved by adopting measures that reduce air bubbles and excess water accumulation on the surface.
How to identify blisters in concrete? Blisters appear as a dense, troweled skin of mortar with a thickness of about 3 millimeters, with voids beneath it. These air or water pockets move below the surface during troweling. They are often difficult to detect immediately after finishing, especially in poorly lit areas. In many cases, blisters become visible only when they crack under traffic loads, the surface starts delaminating, hollow spots are exposed.
What causes blisters in concrete? 1. Improper vibration of concrete. Over-vibration causes segregation and brings excess mortar to the surface, while under-vibration leaves trapped air inside. Both conditions promote blister formation. 2. Improper finishing tools. Using finishing tools incorrectly, especially with improper angles, can seal the surface prematurely. 3. High evaporation of moisture. Hot weather conditions accelerate evaporation, misleading workers into early finishing while bleeding is still active. 4. Improper subgrade conditions. A cool subgrade delays setting at the bottom, while the top surface dries faster, creating a false impression that finishing can begin. 5. Structural thickness. Thicker concrete sections take longer to set, allowing more time for air and bleed water to rise. 6. Improper concrete mix. Mixes with low cementitious content bleed excessively, delaying proper finishing timing. 7. Improper use of air entrainment. Insufficient air entrainment reduces bleeding and creates a false indication that the surface is ready for finishing.
Concrete mix design is your first line of defense against blistering. High-performance mixes often include chemical admixtures, such as air entraining agents or silica fume. While these enhance durability and reduce permeability, they also alter workability, making the concrete more cohesive or sticky. This reduced bleeding rate can mislead finishing crews into initiating finishing operations too early. In addition, mixes with high cement content or increased fines tend to seal quickly under troweling, further increasing the risk of entrapped air. From an engineering standpoint, adherence to standards such as ASTM C260 and ASTM C494 is essential when dealing with admixtures. In hot weather conditions, the use of set retarders or evaporation retardants can be critical. These materials help keep the surface open longer, allowing internal air and moisture to escape safely. Without proper chemical management, the slab's surface integrity becomes a matter of chance rather than control.
Early detection of blistering is key to preventing long-term damage. One of the most reliable field methods is the sounding test. By tapping the slab with a metal rod or dragging a chain across the surface, you can distinguish between solid and delaminated areas. A solid slab produces a sharp, ringing sound, while blistered regions give a dull, hollow response.
What to do if blisters have already formed? Even with proper planning, blistering can still occur. The key is fast and correct action based on timing. If blisters appear during finishing, stop steel troweling immediately. Continuing will worsen the defect by sealing the surface further. Switch to a wooden or magnesium float and reopen the surface. This allows trapped air and bleed water to escape through capillary pores. Let the slab stabilize and only then proceed with final finishing. If the concrete has already hardened, the approach shifts to repair. Minor blisters can be removed by light grinding to restore surface uniformity. For deeper or widespread defects, use epoxy injection or polymer-modified repair mortars after proper surface preparation to ensure bonding. In severe cases, especially in industrial floors, partial or full surface replacement may be required. Early detection and timely action are what turn a major failure into a manageable fix.
Concrete technology is ultimately a balance of science, timing, and execution. By controlling vibration practices, understanding environmental influences, and optimizing mix design, blistering can be completely avoided. This is the difference between reactive repairs and proactive engineering. Mastery in these areas ensures that the infrastructure we build today remains durable and reliable for generations. If this breakdown adds value to your professional knowledge, consider engaging with the content and sharing your on-site experiences. Have you ever encountered a false set during a pour? How did you manage it? Real-world insights from engineers and site professionals are what drive the industry forward.